Hello friends, I am Professor Sushant Mohite, working as a head of electrical department from Praveen Patil College of Diploma Engineering and Technology. In previous video, we start unit number 5 of subject electrical power transmission and distribution. The title of the unit number 5 is components of transmission and distribution line. Okay, in previous video, we already we already started the introduction of the unit number 5, then then material which is used in transmission and distribution line, then the properties of the conductor material. Now here we start the selection factors of the conductor. The first, the low cost, low density, high tensile strength, no effect of open air, and the last, low resistivity. These are the factors for selecting the conductors. Next, types of conductors. Okay, then the first one is according to section. There are the 4 types of conductor. According to section, there are the 4 conductor: solid, stranded, hollow, and bundle. The second, according to material, the total 7 conductors. The first, copper, aluminum, AASC, ACSR, GI steel, cadmium, galvanized steel. Okay, these are the types of conductors. This diagram always asked in exam for 2 marks. So first we start the solid conductor. This figure shows the solid conductor. It is the homogeneous single structure conductor in the form of round shape or strips. Round conductors are used for transmission lines, distribution lines. Strip conductor are used for bus bars. These are generally made up of copper, aluminum, etc. Okay, this is the solid conductor. This one. Next is a stranded conductor. The solid conductor are bunched as shown in figure to get approximately round shape. Okay. So advantages of this standard conductor: it's more flexible, more tensile strength, do not break easily, mostly used for lines, it's a flexible wire, etc. So number of here we this one is a solid conductor, means it's a single strand. Okay, here is a number of strands which are the combined. So here we get the bunch of solid conductor. The next is a hollow conductors. These are generally underground cable conductor. In the cable conductors, a hollow through duct is provided to circulate oil. So here is this one. This part is a duct. Okay, this one is a hollow part. Okay, and because of this hollow part, the skin effect, because of this hollow part, we reduce the skin effect, which is already discussed in topic number 2. Then next is the bundle conductors. These are the bundle conductor. This diagram shows the bundle conductor. It is a conductor made up of 2 or more subconductors and is used a combined conductor of one phase. Then this one is a this one is a one phase, means it's a one conductor. This is also conductor, one conductor. This also one conductor, means it's a one phase. It's a, suppose it's a R. This is also R phase. This is also R phase. Okay. The advantages of the bundle conductor: to reduce coordinate effect, to reduce SIL, to reduce radius interference. Okay. These are the advantages of bundle conductor. The next is a copper conductor. The copper material is a very good material for conductor. Its resistivity is low. For transmission and distribution lines, copper was used as conductor in old days, but being costlier, it replaced by other material like aluminum, steel. Copper is not used in its pure form, but treated copper is the best for conductor like hard drawn copper, medium drawn copper, then anal copper. Due to this process, the conductor becomes more tensile, durable, homogeneous. Okay. Then properties of copper as a conductor: it's a low resistivity, it has better tensile strength, good conductivity. Then it is more ductile and has good malleability, can be joined and soldered very easily. If twisted, can't break easily, free from corrosion. It has long life and a better scrap value. Its a specific weight is 8,900 kg per meter square meter cube. Then the temperature coefficient is a 0.004. These are the properties of the copper. It's a use the line conductors, bus bar, windings, contact material, solid and stranded conductor in electrical machine for winding. Then the DC or AC generator, motors, transformer. Okay, these are the application of the copper conductor. Next is the aluminium. The copper material being costlier, it is replaced by the next conducting material like a aluminium. Then properties of the aluminium: it's a good conductivity, but it's a less than the copper. Light in weight, so supporting structure needed is cheaper. The cost of the aluminium is cheap as compared to copper. The specific gravity, it's a very strong. It's a swing. It's a being light because of the light weight. It is liable to greater swing. So larger cross arms are required for line supports. Then the tensile strength lower. So sag in conductor is more. Coefficient of linear expansion is more. Due to higher resistivity, line losses I square R, it's a more, and the hence regulation is more and efficiency of line is lesser. It's not tough, so can break in twisting. It's a breaking, it's very difficult. Tensile strength the lesser, it's a 0.5 times of copper. Ductility and malleability, it's a better. Soldering welding is not so easy and reliable. Resistivity of the copper is the maximum as compared to copper. Oxidation in most atmosphere, it is oxide. These are the properties of the aluminium. Its uses as line conductors for transmission and distribution line, as a winding material for chokes, DC or AC generator motors, winding, transformer, lifting materials, coils, lifting magnet coil. Okay, these are the application of the aluminium. The next is a comparison between the aluminium and the copper material. Okay, so resistivity of the copper is a much less as compared to aluminium. The weight of the copper is a more as compared to aluminium. Durability of the copper is a more as compared to aluminium. Tensile strength of the copper is much more as compared to aluminium. Ductility of the copper is a more as compared to aluminium. Malleability of the copper is a more but as compared to aluminium. Welding and soldering of the copper is easy as compared to aluminium. Okay. The next is a all aluminium conductor, that is a AAC. Okay, AAC. Okay. So resistance of the all aluminium conductor. Okay, the diagram of this one is a all aluminium conductor. Here is a number of strands. Okay, it's a strength, and the material of the all strand is a aluminum. That's what is called as a all aluminium conductor. So the resistance of the all aluminium conductors, it's a low resistance as compared to steel conductors. Weight of this conductor is a less. Durability, it's a durable. Flexibility, so it's a flexible, so easy to work on lines. Then conductivity, the conductivity about 0.65 compare with the copper. Okay, it is a standard conductor. In this figure, strands are grouped to form a circular shape. This give more flexibility and no chance of breaking is twisted. Then where it can be used, the conductors for low voltage distribution line. So for low distribution line, we use the AAC, means all aluminium conductor. Then next is the triple AC. means all aluminum alloy conductor. It is made of aluminum plus high magnesium silicon. These are very strong corrosion resistive. Okay. Okay, then very important is the ACSR conductor. So first thing is at the time of transmission, it's require the important factor for the transmission is the mechanical strength. The mechanical strength of the copper, aluminium, all aluminium conductor, all aluminium alloy conductor is very less. So here we use the ACSR conductors. Okay. See, this one is a ACSR conductor. The full form of the ACSR means aluminium conductor steel reinforced. So here is this one, the middle part of this one is a steel reinforced. Reinforced means it's act as it's a steel reinforced means it gives the higher mechanical strength of the conductor, and the next part of this outer part is the aluminium. Okay, the inner part is the steel reinforced and the outer part is the aluminium. So because of this construction, the mechanical strength of the ACSR conductor is a maximum as compared to triple AC conductor, copper conductor, aluminium conductor. Okay, as in the cross-sectional view, there is a steel conductor at the center and surrounded by aluminium conductor to obtain a circular shape. The outer conductor are twisted so that they get a rope shape, and all conductors are as if bound to each other and look like integral. Drawback of using only aluminum conductor is that due to their low tensile strength between the two poles, more sag is required. But if strong central galvanized steel conductor is used along with surrounded aluminum conductor, the assembly becomes strong and also flexible, so that sag required is lesser and the length of conductor between pole is lesser, which is economical for the cost of line. Okay, this is the ACSR conductor. Okay, so in this video we discuss regarding the conductor. Okay, thank you.